Welcome back to Hirata Estate again. There's a little something I want to get here. We'll also be getting some more little bits of history. We need to go through the water here. There is a carp. Look, I'll just say it. Sekiro, when swimming in the water, screaming, Carpe die. Sorry. Alright, that was it. Let's leave now. Oh, wait. This broke a bunch of bamboo, right? What does that mean? Aha! A hidden bamboo wall. These are wall jump walls. You can use them to infinitely wall jump. There's very few in the game, but they're cool. I wish they were used a bit more. There are certain things in this game that I feel like I wish was just used a bit more. This happens with certain tools where they just have very few applications. I see you up there. I haven't really tested with stealth sugar if you can get up here without him spotting you. Without it, if you're stealthing, he spots you still. It's one of the purple ninjas. They're a sort of ninja for a certain group that we'll learn about later. We have had mention of them, I believe, but not a full-on discussion. But he's dead. He's just like that mini-boss. It's just a standard enemy. And there's almost no difference between them and the mini-bosses. Here we have gotten Mist Raven. Mist Raven is a shinobi tool. When you put it in your arm, it's... You ever been watching Naruto? Or I guess you could have read the manga. Yes. And somebody hits somebody, and then they go poof and smoke, and it's a log with a piece of paper on it. That's what Mist Raven basically does. You activate it before you get hit. When somebody hits you, you disappear and then teleport in the direction you're facing or the direction you're moving. You can use it to get behind enemies that are attacking you. If you struggle with dodging certain attacks or deflecting certain attacks, Mist Raven can be very handy for that. There are a few points in the game where you can also kind of bust a sequence of events. Like earlier when we dealt with the snake, there's a point where the snake can attack you, and if you use Mist Raven, you'll just teleport behind the snake and can go on your merry way. This is a Taro troop member, which is kind of confusing because these are like a bunch of bandits. Honestly, I don't know how much you're supposed to like realize like, hey, this is the same troop of people. It might just be, well, we needed a big guy here. He's actually unrelated to Taro troop. So I wanted to show, without the axe, you can defeat these guys. You'll see a little bit of it, but you can deflect them. You can hit them, and then they'll do that shield bash. Also, when you use the axe, it'll hit all enemies and break their posture with their shields. In general, it does a good amount of posture damage, and I believe the axe, when you swing it, gives you hyper armor. If you're not familiar with Demon Souls, that means if you're hit while doing it, you won't flinch. Now, this place is really burning. I just realized when I'm recording this and how unfortunate that is. Oh. Wait, that's our dad. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Father.
It's you. I'm afraid I made a bit of a blunder. Perhaps the years have finally caught up with me. Don't bother tending to my wounds, no point. It's too late. Wolf, you must take this.
This is...
The key to the secret temple. In the estate mansion, you'll find him. The divine heir. Going through the front is not an option. You'll never get past the fire.
Yes, sir. Perhaps the cliff's just outside of here.
Yes. Return to the estate entrance. And look for a side road along the cliffs. Take the back entrance through the cemetery. That's your way in.
Understood.
Wolf, never forget the Iron Code.
Yes.
The Master is absolute. Wolf, protect your Master with your life.
Father. Head to my left and follow the cliff. If I go through the cemetery, there will be a path to the inner estate. Leave it to me, Father.
Something to mention. A lot of people don't catch on this. I can't remember if it's only in English and it's just a translation error, or if it's in the Japanese version too. Owl said the Master is absolute, and he said right before that, never forget the Iron Code. That's wrong. The Iron Code rule number 1 is the parent is absolute. You, number 1, follow the parent's rule. Number 2, follow the Master's next if it doesn't conflict with the parent. Number 3, if it doesn't conflict with the other 2, do whatever it takes to survive. Because of this code, there's also a little bit of a misconception I've seen in some people when they talk about it. People have this conception that samurai can't be ninja and vice versa. That is just historically false. Demon Hanzo, very heavily linked to ninja, very definitely a samurai. His son was very much both. They can be both. It's not like I don't even know why you couldn't be both. That wouldn't make any sense. You could just learn techniques from either. Also, these dudes are kind of hard. They're honestly very hard. They just, sometimes their spear just does some wonky stuff. But yeah, ninja and samurai could just go hand in hand. There is just an association of them fighting because of events like Oda Nobunaga burning down all of the Iga ninja. That's another example of what I mean, where if you try to Makiri too early, you get hit. Samurai and Shinobi go pretty hand in hand. I mean, kind of course. You would want to know all of the ways to fight the planet, wouldn't you? There's in general a misconception that samurai are super honorable, good people, when a lot of nobility in history were just total bastard horrible people. They had certain codes of honor, and it was mostly about keeping up a public appearance and how you acted in court. You couldn't unsheath a blade in front of your master. They didn't care if you beheaded babies though. That was cool with them. It was mostly about don't upset the system, don't challenge the system. Otherwise, do whatever you want, really. No one cares.
I bet the estate fire is totally out of control by now.
Yeah. If anyone's gonna get out, their only choice is to use this cave.
Don't let a single rat escape. Lord Juzo's orders.
I know. And I don't mind at all. I can't stand selfish bastards who leave everyone else behind at the first sign of danger.
The difference between a bandit and a samurai is one is ruling class, and one is probably going to be much more equipped and trained. Otherwise, not too much of a difference. That was me testing out the spear on these guys because they have kind of loose-looking armor. There aren't that many enemies in the entire game that the spear works on, which is a shame. It's like the axe in that regard, that it's something for dealing with shields, and then you remember, oh yeah, like, I don't know, 16 enemies in the entire game have shields. Most of them are in Harada Estate. Because let's see, shield enemies are these bandits in Harada Estate. Some of the Senpu assassins have wicker helmets. And then there is a Taro troop type with issue. Also, a bit ago, a thing you saw, I got hit in the face with dirt that was kicked in my face. It is an enemy ability of these bandits. Kinda sucks, it's really quick, hard to react to. But the guys doing it aren't really threatening, so it doesn't matter much. I was just checking because there is a guy here, but I think I actually aggroed him. More walls you can jump kick. But yeah, just in general, when people have like this notion of everyone in history being like super great, no. On the flip side, not every single person was a total bastard. A lot of like the ruling class were, because of, you know, they have power, they're going to abuse it, they can do what they want. A lot of normal people were just kind of, you know, a mix, just like nowadays. Not everyone's evil, not everyone's good. Just kind of how it works. Everyone's multitudes.
You need something? Another towel?
Now let's head back to Ashina Castle. Nope, we're still not heading inside Ashina Castle. We're gonna go this way, over to another abandoned dungeon. Hook up here. It's that big guy. So, they were the big guy they were talking about earlier. He has a breastplate on. Originally, when I got this spear, I thought it was supposed to be used on 7 Ashina spears. You know, you find it near him. They talk about a big guy in armor. He's a big guy and he's in armor. I mean, most of the mini-bosses are the size of, or even bigger than a Taro Trooper. And I didn't even realize this guy was wearing a breastplate when I fought him. It makes him easier. When you have an enemy like this wearing armor and you remove it, they'll just take more damage. That is a grapple. I'm going to show off what it does in just a little bit. And that is what it does. You may have noticed there is a theme of bells in Sekiro. I don't know if it's supposed to be a Souls reference or not. You actually do have 2 bells that open up an area, as amusing as that is. It's not totally apparent, and we actually have one of the bells already. But you will see bells on lots of things. In the environment there are objects that have bells on them, like boxes. There's lots of ringing. It's just, I don't know if it's a reference or if it's trying to do its own thing. Could be both, really, you know. Just a sort of happy coincidence.
Care to purchase an offering?
Another one.
Where you find the departed, you'll find the memorial mob. We, the impure, cannot turn a blind eye to anyone. Go ahead. Buy an offering. Where you find the departed, you'll find the memorial mob. Wherever your travels take you, make sure you bring some offerings with you. Care to... May the departed rest in peace.
Time to go to a very messed up area. Now, when recording this, I think I forgot. There is an area to the left over here with a cell you can go into that has a note from a dying prisoner who's just kind of talking about how messed up it is. In this area are crickets. I don't know what their significance is. If they just felt like they've done rats a lot and needed something different. Or if they mean something more. Because they're found in some specific areas. Yeah, this dude's messed up. You can probably tell by him being just drenched in blood.
What are you doing here? Of all places. Ah, are you perhaps a shinobi?
That's right.
I thought as much. Might you be willing to take on a favor for me? I am Dojun.
That's right.
I thought as much. Might you be willing to take on a favor for me? I am Dojun. I've been tasked with the preparation of a medical treatment using the rejuvenating waters. I'll get to the point, my dear shinobi. This is a letter I received from the Master. The particulars are contained within. My dear shinobi, the details are in the document I gave you. Considering the nature of the information, I think you'd agree that the less we know about each other, the better.
So his whole quest line you can just not do. It's really unnecessary. Doesn't really add anything, and is very ableist. I would almost recommend not doing it. Because doing it can have some negative effects on certain stories. This area is full of undead. Even if you backstab them, they won't stay down. You have to kill them twice. That is a red lump. Red lump gives you red eyes. It makes you really angry. And you can't revive while under its effect. It makes you stronger. But I will see you next time.